types of canvases. But in all reality, I think with over the years, just understanding how certain clay lighteners work, specifically ours, or just balayage in general, for the most part, with balayage, traditionally you won't get more than 4 levels of lift, maybe 5 if you're lucky, and that's just all going to depend on the texture, what's living on the canvas. Is there artificial color or is it virgin hair? And I always think about it, it's like, if my guest is coming to my chair and is asking me to do this huge blonde transformation, I really need to take into consideration my product choice, my developer, and do I need incubation, or can I get away with the process within open air? As you guys know, a lot of open air applications, the reasoning that we don't get as much lift is because it's open air, and a lot of times environments that we're working in have AC, it's cold, so that tends to slow down our product or kind of reduce the energy that our product can potentially give us with lift if we were to incubate it in a foil. So today we're going to be talking about the differences of balayage and foliage. So foliage has become a huge trend as far as like the word and what it means within the beauty industry. And I feel like a lot of times there could be certain confusion with what exactly is foliage versus balayage, you know? And foliage just kind of like how it sounds, a keyword in there, foil. So we can still perform an application that can mimic a balayage, but it's going to be incubated in a foil. So you can get the exact same effects as far as the blending, the lived-in look, but an open air versus a foil application is going to give you different amount of brightness, and that's because of the amount of heat that is being produced or that is helping the hair lift. So we're going to be going into what foliage is and just going more in depth with it, and what applications when it comes to hand painting can benefit you during a foliage application. So yeah, we'll be comparing those two and kind of going into some hands-on. I'm going to show you the same exact placement, the same exact application, and when we're doing an traditional balayage open air, and then when we're doing foliage, so in a foil, my application is going to be the same. I'm going to get the same end result. One is just going to be brighter than the other. And I do have some visuals of doll heads that I created for you guys. That way there is a better understanding, because I'm a visual learner, so I need to see the end result. So yeah, not only will we kind of break all that down, I'll show you guys a little technique that I created or came up with to get a certain end result. But before that, I did want to play a video of traditional balayage, and the reason that I wanted to play that video is lately the newer videos that are coming out through John Paul Mitchell Systems with certain techniques, they go through a consultation process in the beginning of the video, and I really like that, because not only are we getting the little insight of what the model is seeking for, but now why is the artist going to approach it a certain way? So we get all the whys behind it, and then we get the how. So why are we creating this? Why is the models wanting specific tone? And then we get the how. How are we going to be able to cater to the model's needs? And one thing I appreciate about Colin's consultations every time is he makes it seem like a conversation. It's never, some consultations can be very intimidating, but I think if you just ask the right questions the right way and make it seem just like normal conversation, you're just trying to get to know the person rather than getting hair information out. You just want to know about their lifestyle. So we're going to play that video, and then we'll kind of talk about it, and then we'll jump into some theory and then a demonstration. So you guys do need to take notes for today, because your assignment will be based off the information that I share with you guys today. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and share this video with you guys.
John Crusoe here, Artistic Director of Color for John Paul Mitchell Systems at our blondie shoot with our model Taylor. I'm going to ask just some questions about her blonde hair today. So how long have you been a blonde?
I have been a blonde my whole life, except for the 2 days that I went dark.
Okay.
And hated my life.
Dramatic 2 days.
Back to blonde. Oh yeah, it was a hard time.
Tell me about those 2 days and how they affected you.
I felt so much less confident and less myself. For the first couple of hours, I was like, okay, maybe I should get used to it. And then I think by like 7 o'clock at night, I was crying and I was like, this is not me. I don't look like me. I want to go back. It changed my outlook on myself completely.
What type of blonde are you? I always believe blondes have these personalities.
I like to think that I'm like a laid-back, playful blonde. I like to keep it pretty natural, but still, wow, look at that. Like,
so the sun was doing most of the work when you were younger, and then less time in the sun, now you gotta keep it up.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So tell me some of your pet peeves about your blonde hair. What are some things that bother you about your blonde hair?
I would say the bronzy look. When you get to that point where you kind of look and it's more of a yellow than a blonde, and even purple shampoo can't help anymore, that's definitely my pet peeve.
So what type of blondes do you like? What colors are you interested in?
I like going the more icy blonde, still keeping it natural, of course, but kind of that more of a pop than a bland yellow.
So we all know that everyone has a special routine with their hair when they wake up in the morning. What's yours?
I think days where I wake up and it's very curly, I kind of just let it go wild. I'll flip more hair to one side and just kind of go with the wild lived-in look. Days where it's kind of straight, kind of like curly, I'll curl the flat parts and just kind of go with that natural messy look.
So basically, how you wake up dictates what you're going to do.
Absolutely. My hair is always changing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Taylor, I'm really looking forward to doing your hair today. We're going to come in and really, again, just recreate what nature would do if you spent a bunch of time on the beach, send your hair a little vacation. I'm going to use our product Skylight, hand paint all this beautiful kind of texture, definitely make you overall blonder. I'm going to add a little bit of depth after the regrowth. What that's going to do is make sure those ends pop a little bit more. But the color we're going to give you is going to be bright, beautiful, healthy, and it's also going to make sure that you don't have to jump into the salon every 2 weeks to regrowth.
Exactly what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so during that consultation, what are some things that really stood out to you with his dialogue? So go ahead and put that in the chat. Can you guys hear me now? So, if you guys can put a couple of things on the chat as far as like, what did you guys kind of take away, or really what stood out as far as his dialogue when he was going through the consultation? Yeah, how she wears her hair every day. I think that's important because based off how she wears her hair, he's gonna go about it with his placement. And she even says she kind of tousles it either way, so he has a better opportunity to kind of create something that can be very versatile. Yeah, Maribel. So literally, it was like your friend was just sitting there. We were just having a friendly conversation. It was very natural. It didn't feel so systematic. He asked what type of blonde. Yes, that's huge. Because I think a lot of times most people don't understand like the tonality that they want to see, or whether they want to be warm, cool, or neutral. But when you ask them like, what kind of blonde do you want to be, I think that it opens up an opportunity for them to give you descriptive words of what they love. And you even saw she said she likes the pop of blonde. She hates seeing the golden brassier tones. So that already told Colin that, okay, we kind of have to steer away from those tones to be able to make sure that we're kind of providing what she's asking for, right? What else? Yeah, what she likes, what she dislikes. And I think the key word was, what are your pet peeves, okay? What are your pet peeves about your hair? Because I think that is, a lot of times when we ask people, what do you hate about your hair? They're gonna give you a long list. Pet peeves can be little things that really are like, it sounds a little bit more professional, you know? Because I can tell tell you everything I don't like about my hair, but what bothers me the most, what is my biggest pet peeve, is this. So then that is your main target when you're going through your application. Yeah, same thing. He asked her what kind of blonde she thinks she is. I think those were all great questions. There you go, Brenton. He used verbiage that the guest understands. And that is huge because sometimes I can go in with all these technical words that only hairdressers essentially use within our own dialogue, you know? Even as future professionals and a learning leader, we have our own terminology that lives within our systems that allows us to communicate. Like if I go in and I tell guests, like, okay, so did you get a diagonal slice last time and did you like that end result? They're probably not going to know anything you ask. So I think is having proper verbiage and friendly verbiage, I call it, to be able to communicate the best with your guests, and it's just keeping it very simple and natural. What else did you guys see from there? I liked at the end when he was kind of giving a little overview about what he was going to do to her hair. Exactly, he put his hands in her hair. He's really analyzing it. So I liked how he broke it down to her, not giving her such technical terms, but saying this is where we're going to brighten and bring up your blonde and change the tonality of your hair. So I always encourage you guys, like, get in the habit of asking those open-ended questions. He asked open-ended questions because he didn't get a yes or no with his answers. He got a lot of descriptive information that he's going to need to game plan for his service. So I challenge you guys, and I always say this, like, you have a talk with your mom, your sister, your brother. Ask them these questions. I know it could sound silly, but I think it's good practice for you to make sure you build that confidence to ask your guests those questions. I remember as a future professional, I'm going to tell you, I was always bad at having consultations because I was pretty shy, and I was scared to ask something that could offend them, and I don't know why I even thought that, but I know there could always be some intimidation behind that. So I think just practicing and repeating the same verbiage or dialogue, or finding descriptive words that you can share with your guests, will definitely allow you to create a very smooth conversation. And just like Maribel said, it's going to be like two friends chatting and just hanging out and talking about their hair. So we're going to continue now. But good observations, you guys.
Okay, so this is our model Taylor, and we really went in with a balayage technique I used a lot of times in the salon, just sectioning the hair off in simple diagonals around the hairline, and we're going to work back on those. Starting in the back nape, we're going to let that section down. I love to use the Neuro Protect here, being able to spray this product on, make sure I don't get a lot of flyaways within the hair. So it's a nice little control system. It gives it like a tiny bit of hold, but it really makes sure that I'm not going to get any flyaways. So kind of working the product up, and then really in the negative space, applying my low light formula, which in this case is our Demi APA. We did 2 ounces of that with 2 ounces of processing. Whenever I'm balayaging, I think of it more as erasing than I do painting. Whenever I think of painting something, I think of on. The way that I look at balayage is I like to think of it as erasing or off. So wherever I press harder or apply more product or cross-check, I'm going to erase more. Wherever I erase softer, which is my blending, I'm not going to get as much lift. So when you guys are balayaging, think of that more than you think of painting on. Think of erasing off. Press harder, more lift. More saturation of product, more lift. Softer, and that's why we work up. Apply most of the product in that mid shaft and work our product up, because again, I want a softer application to it. I don't want to load a ton of product on the roots because I'm going to get more lift there. So more product, more lift. These are little tips I'm sure some of you guys will. So I'm painting primarily my low light color in through these interior side sections and bottom sections that add some depth and dimension. But as I get into these top sections, I'm going to leave that low light color, that APA, out. I'm going to just apply my lightener. main reason why, guys, is because I want a little bit more lift through the top here. Right, working on those diagonal sections. And what I love about this technique is as I'm moving forward, I'm getting blonder and blonder where she wants to see it, which is around the face. Very freehand technique, all about a visual end result that you guys have had before. Working that hair back too enables me to really get in around that hairline where she's going to pull her hair back. And when you see me comb it down there, I just want to keep all that hair in check. Your balayage should look smooth when it's processing. It doesn't look smooth when it's processing, it's not going to look smooth when it's done. Now we're back at the shampoo bowl. The base shift color that I'm going to use just around the hairline is 1 ounce UTV plus 1 ounce UTA, the color XG, with 2 ounces 20 volume Palmito Developer. That doesn't stay on very long. It's a quick shift that we're looking for, and you guys can really see it right happening right at the bowl. Rinse right away so you don't get unwanted worm tones. Now we're going back in with our BTG Blonde Toner, which is 1 ounce 9BV plus 2 ounces 9MB plus 3 ounces Palmito Processing Liquid. The translucency of the product here is great to make sure that I keep the colors from blending in too much, so my blondes are going to stay really blonde, and the depth that I put in is going to still be able to be in there. So we're going to get the tone on the blonde that we want without over depositing the colors. As artists, we have a bunch of colors to choose, and part of being a great artist is to make sure you're choosing the right tools when. So using our wide tooth comb, combing that through, really allowing that to just process beautifully. Okay, Taylor, how do you feel about your hair?
I feel so amazing. I love it.
Good. It's beautiful, beachy, just like we talked about. It looks great on you. So now we're going to give you the products you need to make sure your hair stays healthy. We're going to work with our Forever Blonde conditioning system, shampoo, conditioner, and dramatic repair treatment. You're going to use all 3 of these products whenever you shampoo your hair, condition, and then before you blow dry. So these are for you. Okay. We also have an amazing product that we made specially for you. It's called Colorcraft. What I love about this product is you'll see right in there, it has a nice little bluish tint to it. We customize this with our Misty Violet in a light moderation. What this is going to do, whenever you want to get rid of some of the warmth, you're going to use this product. It's going to condition your hair as well.
Wonderful.
Once, twice a week, perfectly made for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, on it didn't freeze. It like kicked me out of my whole thing. But Maribel, yes, he's such a natural salesman. So, a couple of things that what are some things that you guys like analyzed or saw that really stood out to you from that video? I'll start with Maribel's. I feel like that's where we always go into when you're recommending products or you're educating your guests. They should never feel like a salesman. Essentially, we are salespeople, but it shouldn't sound like a salesman because we need to make sure that we're going back to the proper verbiage and dialogue to make it seem like, hey, this is why I'm going to recommend this because your hair is going to stay this beautiful blonde and stay at a healthy state when using our Palmito Platinum Blonde shampoo, whatever the case may be. I always feel like make it sound natural because then that's when the guest feels that genuine connection and they understand that you are recommending things because you truly care and about their integrity and their hair. Plus, not only are you prepping their hair to stay at a healthy state, but for them to come to the next visit. You'll get guests that sometimes they will come to their chair that you've never worked with, and a lot of times now you're really being a lot more gentle and careful because the way the integrity was from the beginning. But now it's our job that once they leave your chair, you keep them in a routine or regimen that now they become your client, and every time they come back, it's going to be easier on your part. Yeah, and also knowing your product information. So as you guys know, we have our product knowledge book. I always say cheat, because if you're ever confused or not sure of what dialogue or proper information you need to kind of share with your guests, there's always quick little tips here and back here, okay? In any product, and that's what I love about our lines, is that any products are always going to have that quick little information or detail that you need to share to be able to make sure you're sharing the proper information. Alrighty, keys in your protect. I didn't know you could put that. Yeah, so the reason he did use this, it's super lightweight, and like he said, it doesn't give you tons of hold, but it gives you control. Sometimes when you're working with hand painting applications, you will deal with little flyaways or a lot of frizz. And in all reality, when you're working with balayage, you want to make sure that you're having a really flat surface. So when you're going in and hand painting, you want smooth transitions, okay, to create a beautiful blend. So this is a great tool to kind of utilize and help tame and control each section. What else? His flow is enthusiastic. Yeah, very engaging. I always say anytime I hear him speak over a technical video, in person, or teach a class, I'm always engaged because of his tone and his ease in his flow, where I'm really able to catch on to the information. So his name is Colin Caruso, and he is the artistic director for color for the Paul Mitchell Company. So he's an amazing guy, and you guys should follow him on Instagram. Anytime you guys ever have a color question, if you DM him, he will answer it in a heartbeat. So he's really good about that. But I encourage you guys to reach out whenever you want to. Also, if you guys are planning to go to Caper next year, he is one of the artists there, and he's always walking around, networking with everyone, so it's a great way to meet him. It's just Colin Caruso. A couple things that I really enjoyed about this placement is it was very simple. The sectioning was easy. It wasn't too technical. He wasn't working with all of these sectionings or partings or anything like that. He kind of just went with the head shape. And one thing I've learned that he said, he's like, you really got to take the emotion out of coloring and just go with what feels natural with the canvas, but making sure that there's a why behind it. So knowing that I'm going to do this because of this and this because of that. But when he says take the emotion out of it, don't be scared. Because when you're scared, you're most likely to think twice about what you're doing, you know? But it just comes down to knowing your information and owning it and building that confidence. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to share that with you. So that's pretty much what a balayage open air application is. So now I'm going to talk to you guys about foliage. So let's pull up our keynote. Let's see. Alrighty. So going to foliage. As like I explained earlier, balayage is an open air application that is going to give you a very natural end result, very lived in, and very low maintenance. So we're going to be going over our foliage versus hand painting today, kind of comparing and contrasting when would you use one over the other, and give a couple of examples to you guys. I will then go through the demonstration part of how am I going to pick certain applications to mimic a certain effect. and how is that all going to go back to creating a technique. Okay, so foliage is a technique that's going to mimic the natural lived-in effect that balayage or hand painting is going to provide for you. The only thing that foliage is slightly different, it's going to allow you to make the hair brighter and blonder. And the reason for that is we're going to be using foils. So as we know, every time we incubate hair in a foil, you're going to get maximum lift versus doing an open air application. So with foliage, the foils allow greater lift based on the incubation of the lightener due to the heat conduction. So this is our like little heat conductor. The foils can be blended or hand painted into the natural root. So what it means is I can go in, take a slice, and feather it up into the base to create a hand painted application. Or I can go in with a hand painted, or I can go with edging, or sketching. Those are the two hand painting applications to kind of mimic a balayage. I know a lot of you guys, when we're on the clinic floor, we do a lot of foliage already because we do get a lot of clients that are coming in with darker levels and are requesting a ton of brightness. And a lot of times you guys will express your ideas as far as like, let's do a balayage. I think this is what's gonna help us recreate what the guest is asking for. And at that point, I'll be like, I completely agree with you, but let's think of incubation, because she is a natural level, and we're just gonna make an example. She is a natural level 4, which is pretty dark, and you tell me she wants to be a level 9 or 10. I'm gonna be like, okay, we're gonna need some heat. We're gonna need something that's gonna give us some heat incubation. So we're gonna go in with foliage. I'm still gonna mimic the balayage effect, but everything's gonna be in foils, okay? Alrighty. So how to, whenever you're going with foliage, you're gonna take a slice of hair within a foil using a hand painting application. So hand painting application, I know we have a couple within our curriculum, or 3 that are just essential to create any type of effect. We have your contouring, edging, and sketching. What is recommended for foliage would be sketching and edging, and I'll go over a little bit once we get to that point as far as what each application can provide for us. Any hand painting application can be used with a push-through application in a foil. Who can tell me what a push-through application is and what kind of effect am I going to get per section? Yep, more product and brighter end result. It's perfect. So, what that means is, say this is my section right here. I'm gonna take, say I'm going with my foil, I'm gonna take any hand painting application. So, typically balayage, we're doing a surface paint, meaning all the product is gonna live on the surface of the section. Nothing is gonna live in between. But what if my guest comes in and she tells me, I want my ends to be 100% lightened and I want to get a highlighted effect up here. So what that means to me is I need to do a push through application because I can't leave any of her natural hair out. She wants brighter end results, so that's what a push through is. My guest comes in, hey, I want some brighter pieces, but I still want some of my natural hair to be left out. Then what I can do in this section, I can split that in half. Now I'm gonna go in, place my foil. I'm still doing a push through because I'm pushing my lightener through these ends right here, creating a dimensional effect up here, but I'm still gonna have tons of dimension because of all of this hair that was left out, okay? But I think that those are just questions we need to ask our guests during that consultation. So the section size taken must be smaller than the section taken if using a balayage technique. So what that means, a lot of the times with balayage, since we're doing a surface paint, and then I'm gonna push my lightener through the ends, just like Colin did, right? He created his dimension here and he pushed his lightener through the ends. So now, do you think, and this is an open air application, do you think I'm gonna get tons of brightness? No, because I need, I'm only gonna get up to 4 levels. So now I'm going with my foliage and I want 100% lightenment. I want her to be a level 9 or 10. I need to take a smaller section. The smaller the section, the better saturation, the more incubation, the more the lift, okay? So now I'm taking a smaller section here. I'm still going to go in with the same application that I was going with balayage, but now I'm taking a smaller section here. I'm gonna push my lightener through those ends and then create my dimension in this area right here. Okay, so typically anytime we're doing foliage, we're always working with smaller sections. Same thing, if I wanted to leave out some dimension, I still need to split this in half. So now I'm working with even a smaller section, so then now that's allowing me to create more lift. So anytime you're doing foliage, I typically recommend don't go more than a 1/4 inch section, because more than a 1/4 inch section, now you're working with a lot of more hair in one foil, and that could essentially kind of not allow us to create maximum lift in there, okay? So the less hair in the foil, the more lift. The more hair in the foil, the less lift. So I would, like I said, no more than a 1/4 inch section. But now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what if this girl has tons of hair and she's working and she wants to be 100% lightened and a level 9? Cool. We still have to stick with our small sections. I think projects like that is where we really need to be patient, and excuse my language, but we can't half-ass things. Because a lot of times we'll be frustrated, like, man, I just want to get this over with. It takes patience. And I trust me, there's sometimes where I'm like, I've been foiling for an hour and a half, my fingers are going numb, I feel like they're gonna break off, but in the end, it's so satisfying because I got my guest to the end result that that she was expecting to be on. So yes, it could be a lot more work, but if that guest is seeking maximum brightness, then that's where we really need to be patient with our application and let our guests know that this could be a 4 to 5 hour, maybe 6 hour project, depending on the type of texture and length that you're working with. So just being honest from the get-go and asking them, how much time do you have today? And that can be done prior to them coming in. Have them come in, do a consultation, and be like, yo, this is gonna take 4 to 5 hours. I wouldn't say yo, but I'd be like, this is gonna be a 4 to 5 hour project. And then that way you already have in your mind, okay, I need to book myself out this amount of time in my books, okay? I always say, like, it's really tough to do same day consultations and then you take them in the chair, because a lot of the times it could turn into a longer project than you anticipated. And I will share a personal story with you guys. When I was with my stylist, and she had a guest walk in, and we were almost done with the day. This was 2 o'clock, so typically we wouldn't leave the salon until 8 o'clock. Today we were gonna be done early, and this walk-in came in, and she never takes walk-ins. So she was like, she went through a consultation. Her ponytail was like this big, and she wanted to be pretty blonde. And she's like, okay, perfect. Like, I have my assistant. Me and you can knock it out. We'll be done in no time. Okay, well, her hair, her ponytail was this big, and her hair was so thick, and we were pretty aggressive with our lightener. That hair was not budging. So what ended up being a 3 to 4 hour project, we didn't leave till like 11 o'clock at night. And I told her, I was like, we're never taking walk-ins. But it was just time management, and really, we could have easily just done a test run then and there and then rescheduled her for another day. But I was very, I don't know, I thought we could do it, but apparently we did, but it took us almost 8 hours. All right. So selecting the proper developer to use. So remember, the lower the volume, typically remember to use a lower volume when you're working with foils or depending on the texture. So for an open air balayage, typically we will use a higher developer. Who can tell me why we're using a higher developer with balayage? Yeah, because it's open air and we don't have heat. So, like I said, a lot of the times the environment is gonna slow down our product for the most part. So you'll see majority of like videos or technical videos that are showcasing balayage, artists will be using higher developers. But in all reality, if you're using a 40 developer, it's going to act like a 30 volume. If you're using a 30 volume, it's going to act like a 20 volume. So even though they act differently when it's an open air application, we really need to take into consideration the chemists that we're already working with. If my guest comes in and she's already a level 8, here, am I going to go in with 40 volume? That's going to act like a 30, and if she wants to be a 10, probably not. I can probably get away with a 20 volume that will act like a 10. And the reason for that is the amount of lift that I'm seeking here is not too much, you know? I know I can get away with even possibly a 30 volume to act like a 20, and that will just depend on my speed. I always say the developer works with the same speed as how your hands work. And that's kind of like what's helped me, what's really clicked and stayed in my head is if I'm doing a full head balayage, maybe I start with a lower developer and then I up it as I get to the front. And that's just for me to make sure that not only I'm taking proper precaution to make sure I'm keeping the hair nice and healthy, but that developer is working the same way my hands are. Okay. If it was just 2 front pieces that I'm gonna pop in and a couple in the back, then absolutely I'm gonna go in with 40 because I know I can knock it out in 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm not worried about over processing or anything like that. But I think it will just depend on the starting level that you're working with and how much more brightness are you seeking for. Alrighty, so first things first. So steps to creating a foliage technique. We want to understand the applications that are available for us or that we can use to create the desired end result. So we have 2 different applications. Like I said earlier, we have edging and sketching. Your edging application is really going to focus majority of that your product on the edges, and it's going to change the variation of amounts of saturation through the mids and the ends depending on the desired end result. So your edging application is going to give you very multi-dimensional end result. And I think about when I'm going in and I'm painting those points on the edges, I'm creating those ribbons, like if I was going in and doing a weave or anything like that. Okay, so I'm painting my ribbons on the edges, and then depending on the end result, if my guest is seeking 100% light and ends, then I would do a push through here and feather in here. Okay, if she still wants her natural dimension, then I'm just gonna do a surface paint and not push any product through this backside. Okay. Our next one is going to be sketching. So this is an all-over lived-in application. It's going to give you a higher blending effect because more area or space is being covered. So it can be used through the entire section here. And as you get to the base, just like Colin Crusoe was, he was blurring or erasing his lines. So I'm edging it towards the base. That way we get a nice transition from here to those ends, and I'm not getting harsh lines of contrast. Okay. So if my guest is seeking for an all-over blonde effect, she wants a pop of brightness, let's go in with sketching. I can go ahead and sketch the whole head. If she wants more of a dimensional end result, I can go ahead and use my edging. But what if she wants a dimensional end result but wants 100% light and ends? Then maybe I can combine both of them, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So I know you guys have already seen this, but I feel like it's crucial to really talk about this information because it's going to be a repetitive thing that you're going to be dealing with. I always say, in order to complement hair color, you need to understand the haircut. So the movement of the haircut can complement the movement of the color. So both go hand in hand. Okay. So as you guys know, within our cutting system, we have 3 different cutting techniques. All of those different cutting techniques are going to give you different types of movement. So I think of the movement and where I'm going to place my color strategically. So I'm making sure that I'm covering all of my areas. So with a one length, we know everything's going to fall to one point. If I'm shaking my head side to side, the only movement that I'm going to get is minimal towards those ends. And the reason for that is when I'm cutting my one length, all of the hair is going to fall to the same point. So what that tells me now, so I want to make sure I show you guys. So it's all falling here, correct? So what that tells me that there's minimal movement. So the best place to put my color is going to be on the top. Because there isn't tons of movement here. When this falls and veils over, it's going to fall and hit all in one point. So with your one lengths, I always say work smarter, not harder. Okay, those are the haircuts that, especially if they don't pull their hair up at all, always just address the surface and maybe the sides. But if you have those guests that typically go like, oh, I do wear my hair up when I go to the gym or when I go to work, and I hate seeing darkness under here. So easy way to address that is I can just go in, pop some brightness in this area here. So now, and all of this can be dark. Okay, so now when she pulls her hair up, I kind of cheated and gave her the illusion that I created all of this blonde within the underneath. And I always say, yes, can you do a full head balayage or a full head of highlights? Absolutely. But in all reality, is it needed? No, there's different ways to really go about it, and I would say cheat the color and place it strategically with the movement of my haircut. Our next cutting technique is going to be graduation. So with our graduation, it's going to be cut from 1 to 89 degrees of elevation. So as you can see here, with the way my finger is pointing up, we're getting a buildup of weight from short to long. So whenever we're, and then from here, everything above the occipital starts to get longer. So now I'm getting tons of movement here and side to side movement on the sides. So best placement for a graduation, still at the top here, but making sure it doesn't fall into that graduation. Why? You can tell me why we never color this area right here. Cheetah, yes, that's keyword cheetah, but what else? What is the one rule about when it comes to foiling, hand painting, a graduation? Exactly, Anna. It needs to be more than 3 inches or longer, because if we're working with such shorter lengths, the way it's gonna fall is not gonna be fluid. Okay, so that's where we get those really harsh lines, cheetah marks. If that's what your guests ask for, that's what we're gonna give her. But majority of the time, guests hate that. So now I've addressed the top here, making sure that I'm not coloring past my weight line, but then I'm really gonna address the top here and all of this side. Because I think about it, what if she does pull her hair back and I only address this top here? Now this is gonna be super dark and this huge piece of the brightness. So making sure we address the sides just in case she does wear her hair back, or whenever she moves this way, we're seeing that flow of color consistently from the back to the front. So our last cutting technique is gonna be layering. So this gal here, she's slightly layered. So we're working with 90 degrees of elevation, meaning there's gonna be different lengths at different points of the head. Meaning so knowing that information, I need to make sure that I'm addressing where I'm placing my color. So best placement for that is gonna be you place the color throughout the whole head shape. Okay, except on shorter layers. If it's shorter layers, then we need to approach it a whole different way. But the reason that we need to place it everywhere is like, there's a lot of movement here, okay? We never want that color to kind of stop here. We want it to be consistent from top to bottom. So I always say this, like, I don't know if you guys follow the page, Is This Your Client? Or if you've ever been to the mall or the store, the grocery store, you see someone that has like 100% lightened ends up here or a lot of highlights, and then down here to here is completely dark. And like I said, maybe that's what the guest was asking for, or maybe the guest or the stylist didn't really understand the cutting technique she was working with and how to complement that cutting technique, where she was able to transition all of that blonde within the haircut. I can easily say, I'm gonna go ahead and just place the color on top, so when this spells over, but now I'm gonna take into consideration her length. Look how much longer her length is. So now I'm gonna have this disconnection of color, and all of this down here is gonna be dark, so it's gonna look like a step. So making sure we have a good flow of color from the top to bottom to kind of match the movement of our layers. Tracy, that's a good question. I always say if the guest is doing a dramatic cut, like we're taking a good amount of length, always do the cut first. Even if it's a little rough cut, 1, you're gonna save yourself a lot of time when coloring hair. 2, you're saving yourself product. And then 3, you're not risking, you put all this blonde based off the length, and then she's like, I wanna go here. And then a lot of the times what happens, you cut off all the blonde. And that happened on the clinic classroom one day. The guest never expressed that she wanted a haircut. I guess it was something she felt spontaneous to do last minute. And her hair was down to here. So she wanted something very lived in. So we focused majority of the blonde around her hairline and from here to here. So then she tells me, she's like, I want my haircut here. So now it looked like she had this much regrowth. So regardless if they mention it, that's a good thing to ask during your consultation. So are we just in for hair color, or are you looking for a cut, a conditioning treatment? Because not only are you just you kind of are setting yourself up for success by asking that question, but it's an opportunity to upgrade your service ticket. Maybe she wasn't thinking of a haircut. Maybe she's like, what do you think? Oh, well, we can take a couple of inches off based on the fact that we're gonna go through this lightening journey. I wanna make sure that we're keeping your hair at a healthy state. Okay, so that's just kind of a way to like add it in there. Okay, next one. So now we know the cutting technique. I know the flow of my haircut, what's recommended as far as placement to make sure I'm getting even distribution of color. Now I need to know what color placement am I going to use. Am I going to go in horizontal, diagonal, or vertical? And each placement is going to give you a certain effect based off your application. Okay, so let's start with our horizontal section. I'm going to take my horizontal section here, and it describes as the effect that it's going to be a strong wall or block of color. It's all going to fall to one point. Okay, so I can easily go in and sketch all of this, right? Sketching is an all-over blending effect. I can go in and sketch all this, and I'm going to get tons of brightness throughout the head. I can take horizontal sections all the way to the top. What if my guest wants to be dimensional? Okay, well, I'm going to change my application. I'm not going to go in and sketch all that because then I'm getting too much blonde in there. So what I can do, I can go in, edge, paint the sides of my sections, and create a very dimensional effect. Okay, same thing with when you're going in with foil work. If I'm taking a horizontal section and I slice this, I'm going to get a very strong wall of color. But if that guest is not seeking that or asking for that, I can go in, still working with a horizontal section, I can leave. So now I've broken that up and created something more dimensional. Okay. Alrighty, our next one's going to be diagonal. It's going to be the most diffused, and it's going to give us sheets of color, and it's going to fall to different points. When it comes to diagonal, I think about the head shape. It's round, and a lot of times we kind of want to mimic the shape of the hair, we want to mimic the head shape. So by taking a diagonal section here, the reason that it's falling to different points, I've shifted my application from this high point of the occipital to the lower point of the occipital. So now by taking this entire section, it's allowing me to cover more area, but make sure that it's falling to different points. And it's going to be diffused because of where it's falling. You know, it's not going to give me such harshness within my placement. Okay. And the last one's going to be vertical. Strong strands and bands of stripes of color, falls to one point. Everyone is scared of vertical because they think of Kelly Clarkson in the 2000s, but in all reality, that's all we've been using for our money pieces, our hairline, the last 2 years. We're working with a vertical section, whether it's vertical diagonal back, vertical diagonal forward. We're utilizing that placement to create that the punch of color or that definition that we want to see in certain areas of the head. Typically with nowadays, with everything being so diffused and natural, we address or we use our vertical sectioning more in the hairline. Because if you think of the hairline, it's falling slightly more vertical, but it can go from vertical diagonal back, very vertical to vertical diagonal back again. So this vertical section is allowing us to mimic that movement within that hairline and really allow us to create that strong brightness within the face. So if I take a vertical diagonal back section, yes, it's still diagonal, but look where that color is falling. It's falling straight to one point. So then if I take that section and this section here, Now, what do I get? All this area that I just covered is my money piece. And that's what people are asking for nowadays, you know? So now all this depth, or this hair that's gonna fall on top of this hair, is gonna make it pop. So I always hated vertical, and I thought it was ugly, and I was scared, but it was because I was scared of using it. I didn't understand the effect that it can give me, and now I'm like, vertical this around the hairline. Vertical anytime I do a hairline now. So those are just, so I know, like I said, it's been a repetitive thing or information that I've shared probably multiple times within the last couple of months, but I can't stress enough how important this is when it comes to decision making. So you're taking all of this information, and that's where and understanding your applications, and that's what creates your personal or your own technique. I always say the techniques that we have in our systems are fundamental to teach you guys the motions, to teach you the effect. But now it's up to you guys to take that information, run with it, understand the whys behind it, and create your own techniques that not only is going to complement your guest's haircut and the end result that they're seeking for. I always say not everyone's going to have the same haircut, so we cannot perform the same technique on everyone. Okay? Otherwise, your clients are all going to look the same. And I think that's where the customization part is really taken away from your guest experience. All right. Any questions? Last slide before we go into demoing. So we have 3 different lighteners that are typically recommended when working through foliage. So as we know, our Skylight, which is what we're going to be using today, is our hand painting clay lightener. Yes, it is a hand painting clay lightener. The benefits of it is that it creates that outside shell once it dries out, and that's what keeps all of the product active and moist within the interior. So it's great for an open air, but can I use it with foils? Absolutely. So the difference with an open air versus foils, now when I'm going in with my foils, I don't have any type of air or environment that's going to dry out my product. So the foils what's keeping the product active and moist, so it's not going to dry out, which means more lift. We then have our Lighten Up, which is our most gentle lightener that we have within our color bar. This product is going to give you up to 5 levels of lift. So it's great for those guests who are seeking minimal shift, or those blondes that just want to give it a little bit more pop of brightness. It's not as aggressive. It does contain that beeswax base, which not only is it going to help us condition the hair, but it's going to provide that creamy consistency. What I like to describe Lighten Up as is that toothpaste consistency. So it's very thick. It's easy to blend when you're going through a hand painting application. You can use this with an open air application. The only thing you will need is you need something to divide your sections. So using clear films in between each section, and the reason for that is it doesn't have that clay-based ingredient that's going to harden. So this product will stay active until it completely dries out. But if there's no divider and it's being pressed against other sections, there could be some transfer. Okay. Skylight, you can get up to 7 levels of lift. So depending whether you're incubating or open air, that will change the amount of levels that it can provide for you. With Synchrolift, we're going to get 7 levels of lift as well. I love this product. Before Skylight came out, this is what I was using to hand paint. And but the only thing with this, like I said, it doesn't have that clay base in there to create that outside shell, so it will transfer onto other sections. But this will give you up to 7 levels of lift. It has a super creamy consistency, so easy to blend, easy to erase lines, and create beautiful transitions from your base to your ends. For today, we're going to be using Skylight because I want to show you guys how you can still use it, whether it's an open air or in foil, the consistency still is so nice to create a beautiful blend. Cool. So let's jump into our hands-on. Any other questions, you guys? Before I start into this application, or anything you guys need clarification on?
It's me. So I'm gonna be helping Jose because that way you guys can ask questions. I can read them off for him so we can go ahead and work on the doll head. So put it in the chat box, guys. Don't be shy.
Yes, no shyness here. And honestly, if it's color related and it maybe doesn't pertain to what we're doing, ask away, because obviously this is going to be a repetitive step that you will see throughout this panel. So yeah, ask away anything color related. Let's do it. So I'm working we're going to start with my open air application first, so balayage. And we're going to be starting with 40 volume developer. So like I said earlier, when you're doing an open air application, we have the opportunity to really up our developer to give us a little bit more strength. Okay? So I'm working with a hefty or heaping scoop of my Skylight to 1.5 ounces of my 40 cream developer. So anytime we're working with any lighteners, it's always cream developer. The reason for that is it allows us to create that nice consistency for any type of application, blending, or any lightning service. So a heaping scoop to 1.5 ounces. Go ahead and pop on my gloves. And with this specific product, when I am doing an open air application, we're going to fold our product. So what that means, typically we would go in with a whisk, and I would whisk it up. But I always like to explain it like this. Whenever you leave your lightener out for a long time in your station or the color bar, you're allowing tons of oxygen to enter. So essentially it slows down your product or the strength that we need. So with Skylight, because we want that punch of 40 volume, we want that energy, I'm gonna fold it. By folding it, I'm not allowing too much air to enter into my product, which will then maintain the energy that is needed. And by folding it, it really gives me more of that pancake batter effect. And that's what I'm looking for today. So you'll see. Looks like pancake batter. I always keep a towel near me because clean brush means clean application, which means clean end result. So making sure you keep a brush right next to you to really, if you see it's getting dirty, like right now this is too dirty for me, I'm gonna wipe it down. All right. So, like we said earlier, when I'm working with a balayage technique, I'm able to take a larger section, right? I'm not looking for too much lift, So I can take up to an inch section. So I'm going to start off with a diagonal back section. And the reason that I'm going to do a diagonal back section is because I'm going to go in with the sketching technique. So the sketching technique is really going to allow me to bring up that brightness close to the base, but I want to make sure that it's being diffused and falling to different points. I am going to be performing a push-through application with every section because this is what we're looking for. I'm going to show you the dollar. My open air application, this is what I'm going to achieve. Very natural, very minimal lift, just some slight dimension. When I'm doing my foliage and I'm going in with my incubator, this is the lift that I'm going to achieve. Both same technique, same application, different end results. Balayage, open air, foliage, incubated, okay? All right, so I'm gonna start off by spraying it with my NeuroProtect. Give it a little spritz, because she does have some slight flyaways in there. And I wanna make sure that I'm working with a nice flat surface for a beautiful blend. I am then gonna go and just comb that through nicely. So, I know you guys have probably seen this. I'm gonna be using the paddle. What the paddle's gonna allow me to do is when I'm doing my push through, I'm really pressing that product through those mids and ends and getting some nice spray maximum saturation. So I know it's a lot of things to carry in your hand, but I think it's just comes to that finger dexterity and really it allows you to move a little bit quicker. So these little two areas are designed to load them up with your product so that way you're not dipping into your bowl so many times and you already have it available in this area. So I'm going to give a good scoop and I'm going to go ahead and dispense it in my little area here. I'm going to wipe my brush one more time. So a couple key things that we really need to be aware about. And I think I'm going to switch my camera this way so you guys can really see. There you go. Let's switch the lighting. Okay, there we go. So, first things first, a lot of tension with your specific section. And when you're holding your section, you're not pinching. Because when I pinch, now I'm dragging all these ends into the center and it's not allowing me to get that nice flat surface to really focus on the edges or that area. So you're holding, I'm just holding here, okay? And that tension, making sure that it's staying pretty consistent. So maintain the tension in the area that is that you're working on. So if I am painting in this area, my tension is here. If I'm shifting to those mids, now I'm gonna shift my tension here and focus on this. Then address my tension as I work my way to those ends. And that's gonna be key for hand painting because if your tension is very loose, now I'm risking getting product pushed onto this back area, which can then create splotchiness or tons of holidays. Okay. So, I'm gonna go in, I'm holding and I'm keeping my tension here because I'm first gonna dress the top. So I'm gonna go in, grab my product, and start, and you typically, I only keep it at the spine of the brush because that really allows me to create more of those nice clean lines. Feather up towards the base, that way you get a nice transition. Same thing here. Feather up here. I'm happy with the way that looks. Oh, why am I? No, I said we were gonna sketch. Sorry, guys. No, we're not. So, with my sketching, I would probably start in the mids here. Because this is where I'm gonna get my blocking effect. Frame art. So this is sketching. I'm covering a lot more area because I want more brightness. So the wider the brighter, the more product that is on there, the more lift. Now I'm going to start blending this as I work my way up vertically. If I were to go horizontally, now I'm risking creating a harsh line. Okay, and remember, hand not erasing. Okay, I'm happy with that. So now I'm gonna start transitioning my way onto those mids. So now, what I like to do, I'll kind of put a little bit of product here to kind of help adhere my section onto the board. It doesn't really go anywhere. So I'm gonna leave that there. And this is where I'm gonna really push my product through. Because this is where I'm gonna create 100% lightened ends. I'm gonna go back up one more time to make sure that it's fully saturated. And I'm gonna give it a little check down here. Make sure there's no harsh lines. Blend that out. And then I'm gonna lightly release my section down, okay? A lot of times, if you let it slam, specifically if I have a section, my next section, I let it slam into the next one, now they're sticking, and we don't want that. Because then there could be transfer there. All right. We're gonna move on to our next one. So my next section is gonna be horizontal. Still working with the same section size. I'm working with horizontal, but with this section, I want dimension. I don't want this to be solid, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go in with my edging application and doing a push through on the ends. So now here I'm creating tons of brightness. My next section, I'm gonna create tons of dimension, but with my push through, it's gonna match the ends that I created over here. Give it a little spray. So I'm gonna hold this section. I'm gonna lightly clean my brush. Pick up my product, keeping it on the spine. I'm going to address the edges here. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So depending on how wide your section is, you can always go in with a third point here. This one, I feel pretty good about it, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. But now I'm gonna start addressing the ends. So I'm gonna start dragging this down. Same thing here. Now here I can start addressing all that negative space, and I can push. I'm gonna do my push through. But before that, I'm gonna blend all this right here. I'm still keeping it on the surface here. Transitioning into more of those vertical motions. And a lot of times when you're going vertical and you're feathering, you are removing product, okay? So what if we want maximum lift, then I need to go back and address that area and kind of resaturate. Go ahead and grab my paddle. I'm gonna hold it tight there. Good tension still, laying flat against my paddle, and I'm gonna press my product in there. Wipe that down. I'm gonna go second coat. So what you could do is with the back of your brush, you're gonna lightly catch it and then reposition it. And resaturate. So I'm gonna raise my section up. I'm gonna check for my saturation, my blend, making sure it looks great, because like Colin said, if your application looks great, your end result's gonna look great. Release. So now, going back to my diagonal back section, keeping it at 1 inch. I'm gonna switch it back to my sketching technique. So now I've created blonde, blonde dimensional, now even more blonde. So I think there's no really, like, you can do whatever you want. I think it's just comes down to the end result. Like I said, you don't have to push the product through those ends. If my guest still wants a lot of natural or her natural dimension, what I could do, I can just focus all of the product on the surface, and I'm not pushing it through the back. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Go with nice tension. Start my mids. So this is my all over blending effect. Sketching. And with sketching, it's a great, not only is it going to give you more of an overall blending effect, think of it how you can adapt it to certain scenarios. So say my guest comes in, she's been coloring her hair for years and wants to shift the amount of brightness, maybe 1 or 2 levels, or she wants to change the tone. I can go in and sketch the whole head, give it a little bit of lightness, and then I can go and deposit the tone that my guest is seeking for, rather than just doing like a full head liner. Okay? Yeah, and not only that, you can definitely add some. It will give it some added dimension in there. So not always do we have to go in with all over lightener, platinum card, or anything like that to give a shift in color or just change the overall tonality. So I'm going to start moving that down. Really layering my product. So now that I've reached to those ends, I put a little product right down my paddle. Place up there. Hold those ends for added tension. I'm going to start my saturation. Go second round. So using the back of my brush, I'm going to catch those ends and reposition it. And then I'm going to lightly set that down. Does anyone have any questions so far? Horizontal. Clip whatever's not needed away. Go with my middle effect. Yes, Ariana. I am alternating my sections. There we go. I want to make sure there's good lighting here. What's up, guys? Let me move this light. It's bothering me. There you go. One more. Okay, so let's continue. Holding my section, good tension. Let's go in and start with those edges. Feather up. Same thing on the other side. So when balayage first came out, and companies were coming out with like these feather tip brushes that were like super soft and like nicely, they can provide a nice blend. We used to use regular tint brushes from like Home Depot, and let me tell you, those were amazing. The only thing is, like, when you left them in the lightener for too long, they would kind of like disintegrate because of the lightener. But I swear to God, like, they were so good. I still have a couple that I carry in my kit, but that was the only thing we would use back then.
I remember that, Jose. I was like, wow. I was in dispense, and there was like 12 of them, and some of them were all like disintegrated. It looked all weird, but it worked really good. I tried it before. I feel like the paintbrush was just like a trend now, you know?
Was, I mean, I liked it because it covered larger areas too. Alright guys, so now I'm moving into a wider space here. So what I want to do, I want to go in and create some brightness in this negative space so it's consistent. So when this falls, it's not going to look like a huge gap. So I'm going to make sure I really clean my brush and really keep that product right at the spine so I can perfect or create a nice ribbon in that center. I'm going, this would be considered my third point. And now I'm going to start dragging this down, and I want to fill into this negative space here and here. So anytime I'm feathering up, I'm removing products, so making sure I go back and kind of resaturate those areas. So as you can see here, it looks less opaque than down here. So now that I'm ready to address those ends, place that on my paddle, saturate. Again, use the back of my brush, catch it, and place it back on your paddle, and resaturate. last section, or last 2 sections. I'm gonna go quick salon style. Michelle, when you're in the salon or when you're doing a balayage, typically how long does it take you to bust out a whole head?
Like what you're doing now, open air?
Yes.
Depending on the density of the hair, on average, it will probably take me, honestly, if you're taking big sections, dimension is a key factor of how long it takes. But I would say like about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like you said, that the keyword dimension. How much dimension do they want to see? Because if they just want pieces or kisses of brightness or color, like in all reality, your sections can be up to 2 inches. But if the desired end result is so much brightness, then we really need to take our time and work with smaller sections.
Yeah, it depends how bright they want it to, and usually what I do is I put more of the dimension in the back, and that's where most of the hair is anyways, and that's how I can like breeze right through it and be super, super fast, but give enough brightness through the front to make the guests really happy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you play with the dimension down in the back. I think that's key. I think a lot of the push through is where the brightness is more focused mids and ends. But what was I going to say? Yeah, no, I definitely think this is a quick application. It can be quick or it can be very tedious and very long. But regardless, I feel like keywords or that statement that Colin said, if your application looks good, your end result's going to look good. Anyone can paint lightener on there, but how good can they blend it and how well can they erase lines? So those are things to think about when going through your balayage or foliage application. Because I've seen some not so blended looks before. So.
Yeah, when I first started doing this, yeah, there was a lot of discoveries. Like what's helped me, I sometimes like when you're doing the push through, I would lift the hair up so I could look underneath, because I noticed that I was putting like a lot of spots and a lot of lines, and I couldn't understand why. And then also too, saturation. Like you don't really understand it until you start playing around with the saturation, because every product is different.
Absolutely. So the way I like to describe saturation when it comes to hand painting is say you're going in with light saturation, that's going to be like my lip balm. You're going to get maybe 1 to 2 levels of lift. If I'm going in with medium saturation, now I'm working with more of those satin lipsticks. I'm going to get a tint to my lips. That's going to give you 2 to 3 levels of lift. Now I'm going in with heavy saturation. I'm going to compare that to my liquid matte lipstick. So I'm getting a little bit more opaque, heavier coverage. That's where you can truly get 3 to 4, maybe 5 levels of lift.
I love the makeup analogy.
I'm like, I feel like just lip products in general, like the translucency and how opaque they are, just makes sense in my head. So I'm like, I always like to share that. So then release. But I remember when I first started doing hand painting, I was so nervous about getting harsh lines. So what I would do, I would still tease at that base, but do a hand painting application, because I knew that tease will be my little buffer and kind of like allow me to create nice diffusion. But then I'm like, Jose, a lot of it was because I was rushing. So I'm like, no, like this needs to be a very precise application. Yes, we want to work quick, but be very efficient with the way we apply our product.
So to me, it's kind of like, because you said you did it at the beginning, it's kind of like your training wheels when you first started, right? I use my training wheels. You know what my training wheels were? was cotton. I would put cotton in between because someone of my background that's been doing foil work my whole entire career, and then all of a sudden open air. Do you know how scary that was for me? It was like, what? Everything's touching? Oh no, this is not gonna work. So I would use like the long strips, you know, where you break it down, kind of like what you would do for a double process blonde. And that was my training wheels, because I swear I thought everything was touching, but really it doesn't. It transfers, but very like lightly kisses the hair, so it doesn't really do anything, you know.
Absolutely, and honestly, that's a good. I'm glad you brought that up, Michelle, because I know when it comes to an open air application or a hand painting balayage application, I have the ability to use synchro, but I know that it could transfer because it does not create that incubative shell. So, say I was working with synchro lift, I can place cotton here, cotton. So when this falls, it's not going to transfer. So I'm glad you brought that up, Michelle, because I remember before Skylight came out, I was like, man, like I need something to protect the sections. Like, what can I use? And then I saw someone use cotton. I'm like, genius.
I mean, that's for like training wheels. Eventually, you'll be like, I got this. You know what I mean? It's just scary. I think in general, everything that you do at first is scary, you know, but you just got to go for it. When you're in the school, take advantage of the clients that come in, your guests, because they sign that piece of paper, they know what they're getting into, and if you make room, you got to make room for discovery so that you know how to fix these problems when it happens in the salon. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to have us here, Jose. They're not going to have us.
And I was such a stress case when I was in school. I wanted everything to be perfect, but sometimes, and I was so hard on myself when there was some bleed marks or I did have discoveries, but they would always tell me, okay, so you did this wrong, so how are you going to fix it now? But I feel like that really trained me to understand that there's ways to correct things or don't do it again, you know? If you do it one time, you will never do it again. I guarantee. So don't be so hard on yourself, because I was.
I could see you totally like wanting everything perfect. Like
I thought the smallest bleed mark, I thought I failed at life. So yeah, no, I was very hard on myself. I think I still am. I've learned to just kind of deal with it and see how I can adjust or fix. Alrighty, guys. So that is that for our open air application. So now we're going to jump to the other side, and I'm going to go through the motions of foliage. With this, obviously, I'm going to be taking smaller sections, so I'm probably not going to get through the whole back, but I want to show you guys a couple tips on how to just properly place it, hold it, whatever the case may be, to make this an easy application for you guys. I promise you it's the same. I'm going to take the same repetition, but now I'm using incubation to get me maximum lift. Okay, so like we said, if you're going to do a push through and you want 100% lightened ends, I'm not going to work with anything more than a 1/4 inch, okay? Because we want tons of brightness, less hair in the foil, more brightness. Now, so yes, I would do that. And then, or if your guest wants to see lots of dimension or a lot of her natural, like Michelle said, we have the opportunity to take bigger sections. So I can go in and take a 2-inch section, but within that 2-inch section, I'm gonna slice about a 1/4 inch, and this is what's gonna go in my foil. So this is gonna be my brightness, this is gonna be my depth. When this all marries together, that's where we get the dimensional end result. But if my guest wants to be this, I can't. I need to focus more on 1/4 inch sections. And like I said, this can be a very long project. because it's very tedious and you're taking a lot smaller sections. So these are things that we need to kind of address in the beginning. Like, how much time do you have? Or what is your recommendation? Should we do this in sessions? Or, because if this guest is adamant about being blonde within one sitting, you best believe this is going to cost a good penny, you know? Because now you are essentially, you're taking so many hours out of your day to create one final end result. But like I said, it's definitely doable, but just make sure that we're charging the price. If that guest cannot afford the $1,000 in one sitting, perfect, no worries. Let's work with what you have today. Let's do it in sessions. You have $300 today. This is what I can do for $300. So it's always saying yes to the guest, but no to the service. No to the service if they don't have the budget. No to the service if the canvas isn't capable of taking on such a harsh project or application. So I'm going to place my foil here, and like we said in the keynote, I can go in and just slice this whole thing. So, like if I were essentially working on a slice, traditionally, I want maximum brightness, so I'm going to sketch on this one. Making sure I'm really pushing the product through those mids and ends. And then as I work my way up, switching my brush the same way, vertical.
Maribel has not a question. She just says, I really admire Jose's approach when it comes to speaking to clients. It's helpful to hear all of this. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Thank you. I mean, even though I don't have hair or ever get my hair done, I see it this way. Like, the way I want to get spoken to, like, I want to have a conversation. I want you to understand me and make sure that you are providing the best route onto getting me to my end result. I think that's key with anything. So I always picture myself in their shoes, and regardless if the guest is being rude or mean, like, to a certain extent, yes, we can't take that, but in the meantime, let's figure out what they're looking for and approach it with the best dialogue. So I'm still not keeping any lightener in this area. I'm just gonna do a half fold, and I don't keep lightener here. Still keeping the same rule of thumb when it comes to foiling. I don't want any product to transfer onto the base here. So there, and then I'm just gonna fold the sides. If you don't want to fold, what you could do is just keep this open. Lay it flat and then just sandwich it with another foil. The incubation will still be there. And I'm just gonna close up the sides. So there's different ways to approach this. I think it just depends on the length sometimes. But yeah. So same thing here, I'm gonna take a diagonal back, quarter inch section, and I'm gonna go in with my weave or my edging technique. So keep my brush clean still. I'm gonna dress the edges. So same application that I would go in with my balayage, I'm gonna do it within my section here, making sure I'm not lightly just brushing that color on top, not pushing that product through. Making sure I blend it closer to the base. I'm gonna drag this down. And I do want to do a push through, so now this is where I can go in, place my foil. And saturate those mids to ends. Okay. want to make sure I have a blended negative space in this area. Otherwise, you can see there's a very harsh line there. And like I said earlier, if I'm seeing a harsh line now, that harsh line is not magically going to disappear. It will stay there. So I'm just going to feather upward. With this one, I'm going to show you guys how to fold it in half. And just the sides. Next one, going back to my 1/4 inch diagonal back, because I'm going to switch my application to sketching. So with this, since I am covering a lot more space, I can automatically go in and place my foil underneath. So I think of the foil like my paddle. I'm placing my hand underneath the foil. That is the support that the paddle provides for you. So it's allowing me to really push the product through and get maximum saturation. So I'm gonna start by applying in those mids. Making sure I'm not getting any lightener down in this area. So if you are working with longer lengths, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either sweep it up or fold, place lightener there, and then place it down one more time. The whole swivel thing was a little bit tricky for me, so once I kind of got the hang of folding it, then that was way easier for me, especially when we're working with Rapunzel in our chair. And now we're getting closer to my base. I'm going to start etching upwards and creating a nice, beautiful blend.
Speaking of Rapunzel, Jose, I have to tell you a story of this client I had. So a client came in, no joke, hair like past her knees, okay? Then she wants me to highlight it. I don't even know how I did it. I think I kept layering foil after foil after foil. I just recently got, do you ever go on Facebook? It says Facebook Memories.
Yeah.
It reminded me recently about it, and just like brought me back, and I could not believe I foiled that much hair. I'll have to show you the picture next time I see you.
And I would have just done teasing lights in the bottom and then the rest, maybe this much on top. Or was that before teasy lights existed?
It was already into the whole foliage where you feather up, and I'm glad I did it that way, because can you imagine if I teased it and then try to brush it out? Oh my god, it was so bad. That was like forever memorable. Maribel, it was so she wanted a full head of highlights, but obviously I didn't do that. But I made it look like I had to talk her into the fact that we're gonna put a lot of dimension in the back. She didn't have but like a long layered look, so I started like probably low crown and then went up. I mean, that was a nightmare, I'm telling you.
Good times. So now I'm going into my edging technique again. So just alternating, just obviously there's different ways to approach it, especially when working with thinner sections, just making sure there isn't tons of transfer onto the back. So now this is where I can go and place my foil. Start low. Push my product through. I'm really not wanting to get any lightener here, so I'm going to sweep. Now I'm making sure I'm covering this negative space in that center. if I am blending upward, I am removing products. I'm gonna go back and just give it some nice saturation, and then I'm gonna fold in half. I wouldn't recommend doing a tri-fold because I'm gonna do one here, and where there's lightener there, it can create a crease. And that what typically happens there, there's a crease there, then it removes the product, and then you're not gonna get the lift that is needed. So for example, if I do this, and I'm not gonna say who, but I see a lot of you guys on the clinic classroom, just to make your foils look perfect, you do this. What do you think I'm doing by doing that? Now I open up my foil, now I remove so much product in this area, so it's gonna process that way. So when you're going, you're folding, you're just lightly gonna fold, and if anything, I tap it, and then I do the sides. Okay, it's happened to me before. I'm like taking it out. It's like blonde, a line, and then blonde. I'm like, it's probably because when I went to crease up my foil nicely, it removed all of that product. Jen, it doesn't, because I keep all of my product away from those ends. So if I'm working with longer lengths, I'm making sure I'm sweeping it into the center. So like same thing when it comes to foil work, making sure we're keeping our product away from the foil about this much. So I'll kind of show you right now. So now I'm going to my last application. So Jen, can I show you? Here, I'm going in, placing my lightener. So before I get to the end of the foil, I'm gonna sweep this up. Place it in the center. I'm never gonna place a product here, because then what you were kind of like addressing, it would happen. So if I were to push all this lightener here and I'm folding it, I'm gonna get it into where the natural is living, or essentially where I don't want that right next to it. Alrighty, so now I can fold this. This is clean. I'm not worried about tapping any lightener onto that area. And from here, I would just repeat. Obviously, we're working with way more sections because we want that lift. We want those level 9s, we want those level 10s, we want that maximum brightness. So essentially, I would just continue that pattern all the way through the head. And that is that. So balayage, obviously, like I said, we can get away with taking bigger sections. The amount of lift that we're going to get might not be as much as when we're going in and we're foliaging. Okay, so that would be kind of like the difference between both applications. So I think it just comes down to you being the one that's going to do the final call on what am I going to do today. But all of that, there's so much more to it. It comes down to the consultation, the chemist that you're working with, and the hair needs. And then that way, that information can support your decision on what products you're going to use, your application, your placement, so then you can create that specific technique that is customized and catered to your guest that's sitting in your chair. Okay? And like I said, don't ever feel like you're stuck with one placement or with one technique. You're always going to be creating your own technique. Okay? And that's the beauty of hair coloring, because once you understand the different the fundamentals and how everything works, be proud and say like, hey, I created this new technique, I used this application. It's yours, you created it, no one told you what to do. So in all reality, I think that's cool and kind of something that's fascinating to me, that we're always creating new techniques for ourselves, that we can then take and adapt to different hair types, haircuts, or different types of end results that we're trying to create or replicate. Yeah, does anyone have any questions? Any? Okay, well, just so you know, the assignment was either already sent out, yes? Yep, so just make sure you guys are turning those assignments in on time. Still midnight for you guys. But if you guys do have questions regarding assignments or just in general, you can always go to the Google Classroom. Our emails are linked to the Google Class or are posted on our Google Classroom. So don't be shy to email us, shoot us a whatever. There's a concern, comment, if you want to share something with us, or yeah, anything you guys need, we're definitely available. But yeah, just make sure you guys are turning those assignments in. But other than that, that is all I got. So we have about 2 minutes. Yeah, no, you guys enjoy your, I know today's the last day of class, but enjoy your weekend. I will see you guys in Powwow tomorrow. Enjoy the sun. Get out of the house. Go take a walk. Honestly, I've taken so many more walks now than I ever have. And it's just nice to kind of like take it, like just take a breath, fresh breath of air, and I don't know, clear the mind rather than being cooped up all day. But I'm gonna stay logged on till 1:15. You guys are very welcome. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Took something away from it. Had a discovery, aha moment, whatever it is. Anything that helps you guys grow or can take away from one class, even if it's one thing, I think that is very valuable. So. And Michelle, thank you for being my co-host.
Of course, I'm gonna go eat now. I have this new meal plan, and I'm hungry and angry all at the same time.
I saw you at the gym this morning. She's back at it.
Yeah, every muscle in my body hurts, but it hurts real good because I missed it so much.
Almost imagine how you, Taylor, everyone felt not having a gym to go to, because even Kyle too, like doing at-home workouts, I feel like it's never the same.
Yeah, it wasn't the same. I have a weight set, and then I was going to my friend's house because they have a squat rack, and we're doing hip thrusts and